Your phone buzzes. It's not them. 3 hours pass. Still nothing. And before a single fact has come in, before you know anything real, your mind has already written the ending. They're losing interest. This is how it starts. I should have known better than to get comfortable. Nothing has actually happened. No argument. No change in tone. No reason at all. But some part of you already believes the story is true. If you've lived this, bracing for an exit before anyone's even walked toward the door, you've probably called it anxiety, or insecurity, or being too much. It's none of those things. It's a system, built early, for a reason that made complete sense at the time, still running long after the danger it was built for is gone. And once you see the blueprint behind it, you'll never hear that alarm the same way again. Ryan is 31, sales job in Denver, close friends. 2 years into a relationship with a woman named Priya, who has never given him one real reason to doubt her. She remembers things he mentioned once, weeks ago. She shows up to his sister's birthday dinner, straight from a 10-hour shift, still in her work clothes. If you asked anyone in Ryan's life whether Priya was good to him, the answer would be immediate. Tuesday, lunch break. He sends her a text. Nothing back. He sets the phone face down on his desk, picks it up 4 minutes later anyway. By 6 p.m. he's checked it so many times, the screen brightness feels like it's mocking him. On, off, nothing every time. He sits in the parking garage before driving home. Keys in the ignition, engine not yet started. Running a search through the last 2 weeks like he's looking for a receipt he lost. Was she off yesterday? Did that pause on the phone mean something? Did I miss something everyone else already noticed? His chest is tight in the exact way it used to get tight in 3rd grade. Waiting outside the principal's office for something he couldn't name yet. For hours after his text, the phone lights up. Sorry, phone died at a work thing. Just got to a charger, that's it. That's the whole explanation. Ryan laughs, actually out loud, alone in his car. Tells himself he needs to stop doing this, but he clocks something he doesn't say out loud. The relief doesn't stay. It just goes to sleep, until the next gap in a reply wakes it back up. He brings it up to his brother that weekend, half joking, watching a Rockies game with the sound too low to really hear the announcer. She's never given me a reason. I don't get why I do this. His brother doesn't answer right away. Then, has anyone ever actually left you before? Ryan starts to say no, stops, because something surfaces that he hasn't touched in 20 years. The smell of cardboard boxes, stacked in the hallway for weeks, before anyone told him why. His dad's truck taking up its usual spot in the driveway on a Sunday, gone by the next one. No conversation a 7-year-old could hold on to. Just an empty rectangle of driveway, where a truck used to sit, and nobody sitting him down to explain the rectangle. He built an entire life after that. Career, friends who've stuck around a decade, a relationship that by every visible measure is solid. But somewhere underneath all of it, a part of him is still standing at the window, watching that empty rectangle of pavement, waiting to see if anything else disappears from it. What's happening in Ryan isn't a character flaw, and it isn't really about Priya at all. Therapists call it an attachment wound, a break in trust that lands during the years a child is still building their basic operating rules for how people work. A 7-year-old doesn't have the reasoning to think, my dad is struggling with things that have nothing to do with me. Kids that age don't process loss in paragraphs. They process it as a rule. This is what closeness does. It disappears without telling you first. That rule doesn't stay folded up in childhood. It gets carried forward and applied to every relationship that asks for real closeness afterward. Partners, close friends, even a boss you've come to actually trust. Here's the part that explains why logic doesn't fix it. The nervous system isn't running a debate club. It's running a pattern-matching program. And it's not comparing Priya's silence to most likely explanations. It's comparing it to the one silence that actually cost him something. Once, a long time ago. Two completely different situations, but the body reads them off the same script. This is where a term researchers use becomes useful: hypervigilance to abandonment cues. Not a constant belief that people are leaving, a nervous system that's simply been calibrated to notice anything that resembles the last real loss, faster and harder than it notices anything else. A shorter reply, a distracted look across a table, a pause half a second longer than usual. To someone without this wiring, those things are just noise. To someone with it, they read like the first 3 seconds of a fire alarm, and the mind starts gathering evidence to match the alarm it's already sounding, because that's what fear does. It doesn't go looking for what's actually true. It goes looking for what confirms what it already suspects. Underneath the checking and the replaying sits one belief that almost never gets said out loud: if I can see the ending coming, it won't be able to blindside me again. It's a reasonable strategy, actually. It's just aimed at the wrong target. Bracing for a goodbye that isn't happening doesn't spare you the pain of a goodbye. It just installs a little bit of that pain into every ordinary Tuesday you didn't need to lose. Ryan isn't actually reacting to the woman across from him at dinner. He's reacting to a kid at a window, watching an empty rectangle of driveway. Priya is real and present. The alarm system responding to her is running off a map that was drawn 24 years ago and never got updated. You can't fix this by promising yourself no one will ever leave. Nobody can make that promise honestly, and trying to force certainty where there isn't any just trades one kind of anxiety for another. What actually works is smaller and stranger than that. Learning to ask, in the moment the alarm goes off, is this about what's happening right now, or is this an old alarm going off in a new room? Not, what am I afraid of? That question just feeds the story more detail. The better question is closer to evidence. What do I actually know, right now, that's true? Fear speaks in forecasts. Reality speaks in facts. Ryan's fear told him a silence meant an ending. The fact was a dead battery. Those two things felt identical inside his body, and that's exactly the trick worth catching, over and over, until it stops working on you so completely. Sometimes, to be clear, the alarm is right. Sometimes distance is real and deserves an honest conversation, not a reframe. This isn't about talking yourself out of every instinct. It's about no longer treating every instinct as automatically true just because it arrived with a lot of force behind it. A few months later, Priya goes quiet again. A long shift, a dead phone, something ordinary. Ryan feels the old tightness show up right on schedule, but this time he catches it mid-motion, before his thumb even reaches the phone, and says to himself plainly, this feeling is old. It's not wrong that it showed up. It's just early. It's answering a question from a house I don't live in anymore. The fear doesn't vanish. It rarely does. Not in one sitting. But it loses the thing that gives fear its real power, which isn't intensity. It's being unquestioned the moment you name it. You've already put a small gap between the feeling and whatever you do next. And it's that gap, revisited 100 ordinary times, that actually rewires something. If you've spent years half expecting the people you love to eventually go, it doesn't mean you're hard to love, and it doesn't mean the story has to end the way it did the first time. It means, once, someone you depended on disappeared without giving you the explanation you deserved, and some part of you has been standing guard at that window ever since, making sure it never gets caught off guard by an empty driveway again. That part of you isn't the enemy here. It's been doing unpaid overtime for a kid who had no other way to protect himself. You don't owe it a fight. You owe it something closer to a conversation, a chance to explain, gently, that the map it's working from is old, and the house it was drawn for isn't the one you live in anymore. The empty rectangle of driveway is a memory. The person still sitting across the table, phone charged, right where they said they'd be. That's not a memory. that's just tonight. And tonight doesn't have to pay off a debt that someone else left behind. If this video helped you understand a part of yourself a little better, share it with someone who's been carrying something they haven't known how to explain. And if you'd like more videos exploring the psychology behind the way we think, feel, and connect, consider subscribing. New videos every week. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.